Adrift is a game that is full of potential. Its setting is beautiful and its premise intriguing. Adrift was developed by 505 Games led by Adam Orth. Orth is infamously known as the Just Deal With It guy from Microsoft. For those unfamiliar, Just Deal With It was Orth's response to the backlash that Microsoft was receiving when it announced the online-only nature concept of the Xbox One. Microsoft eventually backpedaled on this concept, but that didn't stop them from forcing Orth to resign from his position as Xbox's creative director. Orth has been quoted saying that this game's concept is a direct result of his mistake and the backlash that he received for his comments. Adrift's story centers around Alex Oshima, the sole survivor of a catastrophic event aboard the Hans 4. As the story progresses, it becomes apparent that the terrible event that claimed the lives of everyone aboard the Hans was caused by a series of poor decisions by none other than the main character Alex. In my opinion, Alex's situation, while a metaphor for Adam's, is a bit more devastating. I don't think telling people on Twitter that they should just deal with it in regards to a video game console are anywhere near as serious as causing a space station to explode and causing the deaths of dozens of people. However, I'm sure that living through what Adam did, it probably felt that way. Adrift's story is told through audio logs, diary entries, and satellite news bulletins. Throughout its 3-hour or so runtime, we learn about 4 or 5 members of the crew, their life struggles, and how they are coping with being in space for an extended period of time. To me, the most powerful story was about an absentee father and about how all he wanted to do was get back to his daughter. After learning his story and hearing him talk, it was a devastating realization that had he lived one more day, he would have gotten off the station and seen his daughter again. Now, his body will forever float lifeless through the abyss of space. While there were parts of the story that were quite powerful, like this one, there were others that felt cliché, flat, and a little bit pandering. The gameplay here is tried and true walking simulator stuff. Actually, one might call it a floating tank simulator. Alex is completely wrapped in an EVA suit that is keeping her alive, and because the station has been more or less destroyed, there is no gravity. This means for the entirety of the game, the EVA suit's thrusters are the only means of moving from one place to another. The other main system in play here is the need to constantly refill the EVA suit's oxygen reserves due to the suit being damaged. This is compounded by the fact that the oxygen in the suit is shared between both life support and suit propulsion. This never really became an issue, and it never felt as harrowing intense as I suppose it was intended to be, and this is mainly because of how ridiculously plentiful these canisters of oxygen are. A space station literally exploded, but somehow every canister of oxygen survived. The main problem is that Adrift becomes very repetitive throughout its very short runtime. The scenery changes as the game progresses, but the same objective repeats itself 4 times. The cortex is always corrupted and needs fabrication, and the core always needs to be rebooted. Once this first core has been rebooted, the entire loop of the game has been completed, except for the fact that it wants you to complete it 3 more times. Adrift is a game that is full of potential. It starts off very intriguing, and there are some genuinely cool story bits here. But it gets bogged down in repetitive gameplay and a half-baked and uninteresting survival system. Thank you so much for being here for my review of Adrift. We'll see you in the next video.